How's everyone doing tonight? Gonna wait for some people to get in here. I got one person right now. Want to get a couple more people in here. Yep, see, I just got the alert. Got the alert. Hope everyone is having a great night. You know what? I got two people in here. So, greetings and welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast live stream. Seems like I'm up to doing 3 damn shows a day now, and I'm not complaining. What up, Franklin and Mailman? I'm not complaining. Like, I'm actually having a lot of fun. What up, Bluegill, McGillicuddy? Raymond B is in the house. So, before I get into the topics that I wanted to talk about tonight, I want to get a little bit of feedback from you guys. Are you guys enjoying the 11 a.m. streams that I'm doing with Charlie Alemo and Sirach? If you remember, he was an intern on the Bubba the Love Sponge show. He went by Mocha Prince. I just would like to get a feedback. Like, I know 11 o'clock is not like, what up, Iggy T? Yeah, I did see it. But I just want to get your feedback. I know 11 a.m. is not the greatest time to be able to do a live stream. And you guys also got to understand, since we're doing it on Zoom, I cannot read the chat. So I don't want anybody to get offended that I'm not answering them back or anything like that when it comes to the live streams when I'm doing those 11 a.m. shows. But I really would love to get some feedback. I'd love to hear from you. If you don't want to talk in the chat room, you can email me, tuddle@gmail.com. Okay, well, I mean, Raymond B., I'm trying to, mix it up a little bit. You got to understand, doing 3 shows, I got to save some topics for the audio podcast. I got to save some topics for the nighttime show. So I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. But, no, I totally get it. Just giving you feedback. Thank you. No, look, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. But, or you can leave me a voicemail if you guys want to, 407-270-3044. I titled it, Did Somebody Break the Internet Today? What the F was going on with the internet today? It just seemed like the whole, all the social media, all the Silicon Valley companies were just getting dinged. By the way, I am kind of living on the edge a little bit. Look at how close I am to the sea, the edge of the seawall here. Like, you guys could actually see me fall into the water. Like, you really, really could. But yeah, man, like Instagram went down, Facebook went down, WhatsApp went down, Gmail was down for a little bit. And I don't know, like, it was kind of refreshing a little bit. Because the only reason that I'm even on social media is because it's kind of something that I have to do. To be able to promote and just be out there. Because the sad part is that a lot of program directors do actually look at how many people you do have following you and how many people engage with you on a regular basis when it comes to your social media. So it's something that I got to do. Like, if it wasn't for me doing this radio show or podcast or all the content that I'm putting out, I wouldn't even be on it, if I'm just being honest. Because it's just a bunch of dicks. Everybody has to be dicks online. Like, a lot of people would not say that stuff to my face. And you're not going to win an argument with me when it comes to a war of words. And I'm not saying I'm the toughest guy in the world, but I'm not going to back down. And I'm also in the best shape that I've ever been in my life. So I think I can kind of handle my own right now when it comes to that. So, you know what? And I also find it kind of strange that Facebook, which owns Instagram, all went down when that woman was testifying today because they were talking about, oh, Instagram is, causing depression with kids and stuff. You know what, man? Like, I do get it. Like, I could only imagine what it would have been like if there would have been social media around whenever I was in high school and stuff. Oh, it would have sucked. Would have been absolutely horrible. But I mean, I know a lot of people, and I know. See, this is the thing about it. How I know I'm getting old is where are the parents at? Where are the parents? Limiting and controlling what is going on their kids' social media and stuff. I knew tonight was going to be a light night when it comes to people watching because of all the stuff being down. Like, I had a hard time even posting anything on Facebook today. I want to move on to talk a little bit about, because I know a lot of you guys probably aren't NASCAR fans, but today was a very historical day. Bubba Wallace, the driver of the number 23 car owned by Michael Jordan, became the second African American driver ever to win a race in the top level of NASCAR. And there's already a bunch of haters out there on social media, back to social media, why everybody has to be dicks. They're trying to say, well, it was a rain-shortened race. Is there an asterisk by it? No. Why? Nobody had a problem when white guys have won races. A lot of white people have won races when it comes to rain-delayed races. Nobody had a problem with it then. And I'm actually really happy for him. Because you want to know why? I know that it pissed off a lot of people. You remember the day before that, and before I say what I'm going to say, I've always said that I do not support either side. I think all politicians are corrupt. They don't have anything in our best interest. But this is the same crowd the day before that was chanting F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden. So all the people in Alabama were all upset that an African American won a race. Not only an African American winning a race, an African American car owner, Michael Jordan, ended up winning the race. So don't put an asterisk behind it. Don't try to downplay it. The guy won the race. All the other drivers out there, all their spotters were telling them, hey, the rain is coming. You're going to have to race your ass off because we don't know if this race is going to get back started. Don't even get me started on why Talladega does not have lights at its track. Don't say that because it's too big, because Daytona's got lights at their track. So, it just shows how divided we are in this country. Moving along, I'm a little bit on edge. Haven't been sleeping too well because coming up on Saturday is my dad's memorial party. And I know a lot of people probably think that's kind of like a oxymoron when it comes to memorial party. My dad did not want a funeral. My dad did not want a bunch of people being sad. He didn't want an open casket. My dad was actually cremated. He just wanted a party. He wanted a party for everybody to get together, friends, family, and a bunch of ironworkers. And, I've talked a lot, in the past 22 years. I've been in front of some pretty big crowds. I never thought in a million years that I would be a public speaker or be on the radio. I know what I'm going to say. I'm not going to read it off of a piece of paper. I'm going to go off the cuff. But, like, I'm also worried that I'm going to break down. I am going to cry. Like, seriously, I know, like, it sounds stupid to cry over football games and stuff, but every Florida Gators football game that I've been watching, because this is the first time in my life that I've ever had to watch the Florida Gators without my pops. And a lot of people have been telling me that, oh, don't worry about it if you break down and stuff. But, like, think about this. A lot of iron workers. Iron workers, I don't know if you've ever been around them, are some of the toughest guys that you're ever going to meet. And I know that they got a lot of respect for my pops. A lot of the foremen are going to be there, especially the ones that he has hired. Maybe. You might be right, Miss YQS. But I know that my dad, I know that he wouldn't be upset if I did get sad or I cried or broke down a little bit. But I also know that my dad would be proud because he wouldn't want me to be sad. That's why it's a memorial party. Like, he didn't want people to be sad. My dad was never, ever afraid of death. He knew that it was going to come one day. And that's the one thing that we all have in common. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what the color of your skin is. You may hate somebody, but guess what? The one thing that everybody has in common is one day it's gonna end. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be deep, dark, and depressing. But if you think about it that way, it does kind of put us on equal ground. No matter what you believe in. Like I said, no matter what your skin color is, that's the one thing we all have in common. I just saw the other day, the oldest man alive at the time, at 127 years old, died. I mean, everybody thinks that would be a great thing, but I just don't know. Like, seriously, would you want to live to 127? I don't know. It just doesn't sound too fun to me because the guy looked like the crypt keeper from Tales from the Crypt. But maybe he was having a good life. Maybe we've just become weaker as people as we've grown up with all the processed foods and not exercising. Hell, you know what? Even exercising, people still have grabbers. You just never know when your time is going to be. And that's why you guys got to appreciate it. I used to be the type of person that would hold grudges. I used to be the type of person that would burn every bridge. I mean, it's all been well documented that I've done that. And I've pretty much made up with everybody. And has it benefited me at all? No. Has it gotten me a job? No. But I can rest easy knowing that I don't have any grudges at the moment. And I apologize. I know tonight's show is not that funny. Sometimes, see, I think what's great about talk radio, I could talk about all the news stories in the world, but the realness, being open and honest. I'm almost to that point now where I'm going to talk about it because I've mentioned it quite a few times and I just haven't been ready for it. And I'm waiting until I get done because the ninth for the memorial party is like turning the page in a book or turning a page and going to the next chapter. But I've talked about this. My childhood trauma that I went through. I'm about to drop some truth bombs and discuss what happened to me as a child. Because I really do think it needs to be said. It happened so long ago. It's not like I can do anything legally or criminally. But and I'm not making excuses of self-medicating through my life, my actions, burning bridges, holding grudges. But it all makes sense now. It really does. I used to feel bad. I used to think that I was a bad person for how I was acting, how I ruined my marriage. And it does make sense now. And I'm going to talk about it because you know what? I'm just going to stop it there because now I'm about to delve into it and I'm not ready yet. Oh, no worries, Jason Martin. No worries at all. I mean, practically the whole internet's been down, so I'm sure a lot of people didn't even get the alerts. Gmail was down as well too, and I think Google does own YouTube, so I don't even know if anybody's even hearing this or watching it. But if you're in the chat room right now, if you can give me a thumbs up, give me a liking, it does help out with the algorithms. Don't forget, you guys can super chat if you want to. I didn't even bring that up at the beginning of the show. But, like I'm making money. Oh, and by the way, I did change up a few things. You're no longer going to be getting ads during the content. You're only going to get an ad or two at the beginning of it. So, I know Iggy T, but I'm ready because I want to be able to help out people that maybe be struggling with it. Because guess what? A lot of people ask me why did I talk about trying to harm myself that day on the Bubba the Love Sponge show. I talked about it for two reasons, and I've said this before, so I'm probably being a broken record. But the reason I talked about it was, one, I wanted to hold myself accountable in case I tried to do it again. Oh, Monday Night Football? When did football start having weather delays? Do you think back in the day when Joe Namath was playing, do you think they give a crap about lightning? No, got out there and played. My dad told me they used to play games up in Minnesota where people lost fingers from frostbite. So yeah, don't bust me up with any of that weather delay stuff. The NFL is becoming so soft with the concussion protocols and all that stuff. So back to what I'm saying is the reason I talked about it that day was because, one, I wanted to hold myself accountable in case I tried to do it again. And then I was also thinking, what if somebody, just one person out in the audience, was thinking about doing something stupid like I tried to do, and maybe I can help them? So that is why I talked about it. And I've always, when I started this podcast, I knew it that if I was going to do it, I was going to be open and honest as an open book with my audience, because I think that is how you make a connection with your supporters, listeners, whatever you want to call them. So I'm sorry about the all serious show and stuff. Been working my ass off. I still got to run to the pharmacy to get my mom's prescription because the Walgreens in Edgewater is the worst Walgreens of all time. My mom already called it in. They said it was ready, but it wasn't ready. And when the prescriptions are ready, you got to wait too long. Ugh, just sucks. The white trash slows everything down in the Oak Hill, Edgewater, well, you know what? Altogether, Volusia County. Anyways, I'm getting out of here, guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Make sure you check out the Tuddle Daily Podcast. It's available on all platforms: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio app, 315live.com. And don't forget, 11 a.m. tomorrow, going to be another show. Miss YQS, I hope you have a great night. You guys, I love you, and I can't thank you enough for everything you guys do for me. Night.